I'm Sliding Mike. Welcome to my Skills and Fills series. Lesson 4. Imagine, modify, timing, and arrangements. On Lesson 3, we stopped with playing the two parts of Shortening Bread. Now we're going to talk about getting the timing of those parts and putting those two parts together. If you notice, when I do that slide, I go up to the 7 and I wait a second before I pick that 7 and come back down. When I get to the 7 on the slide, I will wait a second, and sometimes you can put two picks in there. So you can hear the difference between the 1 pick and the 2 on the 7. That's the 1 pick. The important thing here is to wait a second when you get to the 7. Let the 7 note ring for a second before you pick the 7. Next thing we'll need to talk about is the second part. And in the second part, remember, we're working on sliding and coming down with the 2-3-2 chord. Always start the slide with your index finger, because the index finger comes up the middle string and it stays there for the formation of the 2-3-2 fat chord. So how do we get from the end of the first part into this slide? That's what we're going to talk about now. So getting from the first part of Shortening Bread to the slide on the middle string for the second part. We put in there 3 strums between the two. So it would sound like this. 1, 2, 3. Now we need to talk about the timing of that slide. You have 3 strums, and I usually strum 8th note patterns, 1 and 2 and 3. You'll want to start the slide on the 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. If you want, it's easier playing quarter note strums. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1. That's the next part we're going to talk about, the timing on this fill, this run up with the 2-3-2 chord formation. The timing on that, and I just strum on each move. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So getting the timing on that pause, it's much different. I will play the first part into the second part so you can hear how it's supposed to go. next thing we're going to talk about is imagining. Many times, instead of playing one note, you might want 2 or 3 notes. So when you're doing, you might want to double it. When you double the notes by using your picking hand, I suggest you pick all of them out because that is where your melody is and you want to hear that the most. Another modification you can do on this song as you get more practiced at playing on the bass is after I play the first figure, the first slide on the bass, I'll put a strum in and I'll choke it by putting my hand down on the strings. So that chord would sound like that. So, so you can see in that version, I choked, put a chord after my slide to the 7, and then I went to part B where I strummed out on 8th note strums and doubled the melody notes. So those are modifications as you get a little better at doing this, and you can mix and match those modifications. That's what I'm going to talk to you about when we talk about arranging.